the deadline to complete all of the outstanding work on Woodbury County's new law enforcement center is this Tuesday. When the facility reached its substantial completion back in August, workers were given 60 days to finish the work on the facility.
That's right. And for now, questions linger about transportation to and from the new facility, especially for recently released inmates who had relied on public transportation options in downtown Sioux City near the old LEC. The new LEC is several miles from the nearest bus stop. KTV's Connor Trent tonight has more.
Sioux City and Woodbury County officials are working to address the issue in regards to the county's new law enforcement center. This new facility is in a rural area of Sioux City and no longer downtown, so now there is far less options nearby that offer public transportation, meaning that people who are appearing for court dates, recently released inmates, or people in a jury who rely on public transportation will have to walk about 2.5 miles from the new LEC building to the next nearest bus stop located here on Floyd Boulevard.
Where right now we have no city public transportation that goes to and from where the new law enforcement center is located.
Sioux City City Council member Dan Moore, Assistant City Manager Mike Collette, and Woodbury County Supervisor Matthew Ung met Monday afternoon to talk about how the city can best provide transportation to the new LEC. Ung says that he understands the need exists and wants to address it.
The city is keen to solve this issue, and relied on some information from the county that I provided, from our court perspective, from our law enforcement perspective, just to give them some insight on what would be ideal.
Matthew Ong did bring a schedule that he had obtained and received, I believe, from the judicial system, as far as when people needed to arrive at the law enforcement center and when they would probably be departing.
Moore says the City Council will discuss the issue at the next budget hearing in January. That discussion would work to get funding for transportation starting in fiscal year 2026. In the meantime, Collette has discussed possible solutions with the Siouxland Regional Transit System, or CERTS. Though there has been a lot of optimism from members of the county and city, nothing has yet been confirmed. Officials say they'll continue to work until they can find a solution. In Sioux City, Connor Trett, KTIV News 4.
Woodbury County Sheriff Chad Sheehan has said the county wouldn't let this issue delay the opening of the LEC building.